It's quite impossible not to have heard of a Tesla unless you're living totally out of touch with reality. This automobile brand has single-handedly changed the entire landscape of the automobile industry. The hype is real, and almost everyone who owns a Tesla is saying there's no better car option when it comes to saving money. Today, we're back with another interesting video for you guys, and we're going to answer a question that almost everyone is asking nowadays. Is owning a Tesla really worth it when it comes to saving money? If yes, how much exactly? Well, hold tight because we'll tell you everything from fuel expenses to taxes. Let's start with the most important factor, fuel expenses. Trust us when we say that if you're a Tesla owner, you'll have way more financial savings as compared to someone who drives a traditional car. On average, a gas-fueled car owner will have to spend over $1,800 a year on fuel. But things are entirely different if you own a Tesla. In fact, the cost that goes into running a Tesla is just a fraction compared to your traditional car. Running on electricity generated from batteries instead of gasoline, Teslas are super energy efficient. According to recent reports, Tesla owners only spend over $600 a year on charging expenses, which is a whole $1,000 less than a gas-fueled vehicle. Although your exact savings might be affected by your location and electricity rates of the area, a general consensus is that there is a massive cut down in the monthly fuel-related expenses. Moving on to the next issue, which is maintenance costs. Is it really true that a Tesla has lower maintenance costs compared to traditional vehicles? Traditional car owners are most likely familiar with how many moving parts a car can have. To top that off, nothing in these cars is easy to get fixed. If there is one component that stops working, it will mess up the entire setup. We all have heard stories of how when we go to a mechanic to get a squeaky door checked, we end up having to foot the bill for fixing the entire engine as well. It always seems that there's something wrong with these traditional cars. Such issues are the reason why traditional cars require regular checkups. Now, these regular checkups are definitely not free, and one has to have a pocket full of bucks to get everything from regular oil changes to exhaust system repairs done. But what if we tell you things are way different when it comes to maintaining a Tesla? Teslas are designed with the idea of keeping simplicity alive. This leads us to the fact that these cars have much fewer moving parts as compared to traditional cars. But how are there lesser parts? Since this is an electric car running on batteries, it doesn't have an engine. This significantly decreases the number of components, which is why you don't have to worry about replacing too many things either. Also, that means fewer visits to the mechanics for those periodic trips for new brake pads, air filters, or spark plugs. Just so you know, Tesla doesn't have more than 20 moving parts in most of its models. But if we compare it with a traditional car, the numbers can go as high as 2,000 parts. Okay, fuel expenses are low, and so are the maintenance costs. We'll now talk about the tax savings that you get by owning an electric vehicle. So, does owning a Tesla come with any tax benefits? It actually does, and that's another reason why you should become a Tesla owner right away. Honestly speaking, it actually depends on your area of residency. Because in some places, buying an electric vehicle like Tesla can make you eligible for government incentives or tax credits. These incentives, if eligible, are a total game changer. Not only does it increase the affordability, but it also reduces the upfront cost of your Tesla, ultimately making it way more accessible. But why are these tax incentives only for electric vehicles and not for traditional cars? Ever heard of going green and environment friendly? Yes, that's why. These electric cars, especially Tesla, are designed to promote the adoption of more environmentally friendly transportation options and reduce the carbon footprint. So these incentives are basically your government encouraging you to buy one. And while we're at it, let's take a look at some of the statistics about tax incentives and their financial impact. In the United States, the federal government offers a tax credit of up to $7,500 for electric vehicle buyers. This credit directly reduces your federal tax bill, putting money back in your pocket. On top of federal incentives, many states even offer additional tax credits, rebates, or other benefits for electric vehicle owners. These state-level incentives can vary widely, but in some cases, they can amount to several $1,000s. So this can lead to substantial savings during tax time. Now, moving on to the last advantage you can enjoy as a Tesla owner. Yes, it's none other than home charging. Since you can charge your Tesla at home, it can save you about 50% of the cost. Yep, you heard that right. It's 50% cheaper than using public charging stations. That is because many electric utilities offer off-peak electricity rates, which can be a lot cheaper. That means you can charge your Tesla during off-peak hours at home, when the electricity prices can be as much as half the cost of regular rates. So basically, charging your Tesla during these low-demand hours can further reduce your charging costs. But that's not all. In some regions, you can even get special electric vehicle charging rates that are even lower than typical household electricity rates, going as low as 10 cents per kilowatt hour during off-peak hours. To put it another way, you can say that when you charge your Tesla at home, you're not just filling up your tank, you're filling it up with savings instead. On average, charging your Tesla at home can cost around 3 cents to 4 cents per mile, while charging at a public station can be approximately 20 cents per mile. What a difference home charging can make! And that is all for today. Hopefully you found this video helpful in helping you decide if owning a Tesla is worth it or not. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button.